Unless you are unemployed, there is no way you can train for 3 hours, 6 times per week, and eat 6 meals a day because you want to bulk. There is no way. If you go to study, you need probably to work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 6 times per week, and you have 1 hour of travel. So maybe you need to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to school at 8 a.m. and when you are home, it's 7 p.m. How the fuck can you do a 3 hours workout, sleep 8 hours, and eat 3 meals a day at least? There's no way. So you need not to find the perfect meal, but to find something that is sustainable. So you can just keep it like 6 months at least. The chance is I found the solution for you because I did a big bulk. I went from 70 kg to 90 kg in 2 years without training 6 times a week, without sacrificing my work, my studies. In my life, I needed to study until 8 p.m. When I went home, it was 9 p.m. I needed to sleep at 10 p.m. Then the next day, wake up at 6 hour 40 to go to school at 8 a.m. Like, how the fuck have I have the time to just eat like before sleep or eat at the breakfast? The majority of people studying thinks that they don't have the time, but the thing is they can't choose their time. Like the big problem, what is hard is not the that you don't have the time, is that you can't choose your time. So for example, for me, I needed maybe I had like only 6 hours of study every day, but like sometimes I have school from 8 a.m. to 12, and then the next day I had school from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. and I went home, it was 9 p.m. So if you see really like the time I studied, it was very like little, very little. I had a lot of time, but the thing is you can't choose your time. That's the biggest problem when you study or when you work. When the problem is that your study schedule is very random, the problem is that sometimes you have school like the morning, sometimes you have school the afternoon, and the thing is you can't just work out when you want, you can't eat when you want. So what you need to focus is not to eat at the perfect time, to work out exactly at the same hour every day, but just to have the work done. So just have the workout done, eat the meal, but if it's not the perfect time, you just need to deal with it. The only problem is that if you go home, it's like 9 p.m., like I have sometimes, you can't eat like just before sleeping, but because you need to eat at least 4 hours before sleeping, because if you eat protein before sleeping, you're just gonna have a shitty sleep and it's gonna be even worse for the recovery. It's better to sleep well and having only 1 gram of protein per body weight than sleeping like shit, but having a lot of protein like before bed and having like 3 grams of protein per kg every day. But if you eat a lot of protein before bed, you will just sleep like shit. So you can't eat 4 hours before bed, and you can't eat protein 4 hours or 6 hours before you work out. And that's a big problem, that if you work out like of the afternoon, then you can't eat after you work out, the post workout, because it's gonna be like 9 p.m. when you finish your workout, so you can't eat. And you can eat like at the breakfast and at school, but it's only 2 meals a day, and in school you just don't have enough protein. And the best solution is to bring your food. I know, like, it's not really a big solution, but this is what you need to do. When you go home, it's like 6 p.m., 8 p.m., you just go to the gym, do your workout for 2 hours, go home, shower, make your homework for you work for 30 minutes just to remember what you learned. Then it's 9 p.m., you can't eat because you're gonna have a shitty sleep. So what you gonna do? So a lot of time when it's 9 p.m., between 9 and 10 p.m., you're gonna prepare to sleep. So every time, like when it's 9 p.m., don't eat at 9 p.m., just cook, but don't eat. Don't eat. So you cook your meal. So you cook hard eggs, rice, potatoes, what you want, pasta, a little vegetable to not cheat on yourself on school. Then you take this food that you cooked, not even try to eat just a little spoon. Just take the food and bring it to school the next day. So the next day, you wake up at 6 a.m., you eat a big breakfast, then I take my bike at 7 a.m. to go to school and be at school at 8 a.m. Then at 8 a.m. you go make your school. Maybe you finish at 12. You eat what you can eat in school, and also you eat what you brought what you cooked the next day, and also you eat what you cooked the last day, yesterday. So in the at 12 you eat a lot, and it's better to eat a lot at 12 than eating just a little before sleep and having a shitty sleep. Another very important thing I need to cover is how many calorie protein you need and how many sleep you need. So what's very great is that you can count how many calorie you need, how many protein you need, and you can track your sleep. So there is an app, it's Sleep Cycle. You can download it, and when you sleep, the app gonna just see your breathing, hear your breathing, and by how much breathing you are, if you are mouth breathing, if you I don't know what you are doing while you're sleeping, then you're gonna have shitty sleep, and you're gonna know not just how many hours you had sleep, but the quality of your sleep. So if you ate a lot of protein, fats before sleeping, you're gonna have a shitty sleep. If it's too hot, if you watch your phone before sleeping, you're gonna have a shitty sleep. If you had too much cortisol, if you took caffeine in your workout in the afternoon, then you're gonna have also a shitty sleep. So this is the first thing. You need to track not just protein and calorie, but track your sleep. Because sleeping, it's when you recover. So a lot of people, they say that what is important is the protein, but it's also how you can recover from it. So you don't gonna have just 200 grams of protein and just don't do with it like on rest day. Why do you want to have 200 grams of protein on rest day? Like, you want to sleep so that your body can take the protein, the collagen, everything to recover. And the calorie. I need 3,600 calories every day to do a slight lean bulk. And you can count the calories for yourself. So you can calculate your calorie. You just need to know your weight, your height, your age, and how many times you are doing sport every day. So take a piece of paper, and you are going to calculate how much calorie you need every day on a main gain and how many you need to bulk. So you need to calculate it's 66.5 plus 13.75 multiplied by your own weight. For me, it's 90 kg. And plus 5 times your height in centimeters. So for me, 194 minus 6.77 multiplied by your age. So 18, I don't know, 16. And this is what you calculate now is the calorie your body is burning every day if you don't move at all. But you are probably burning calorie by digesting the protein, by speaking, going to school, everything. So now to know how many calories you are really burning every day, you multiply everything by 1.2 or 2. So you multiply everything between 1.2 and 2. So you multiply everything between 1.2 or 2. So if you don't really move every day, like you sit down every fucking day, like you go to school in the bus or in the car, and then on school, like between 12 to 1 p.m., you just sit down, you don't move, you are not stressed, and then when you go home, you don't work out, then you just need to multiply that by 1.2, so you don't really move. If every day you go to the gym for 1 hour, then you can multiply that by 1.4 if you are very active. So for me, I do 1 hour of bike every day, and I do 2 hours of like a gym session, like on the weekend especially. It's a long session. So if you are very active, you can multiply that by 1.6. And to multiply that by 2, you need to do a marathon. Like it's almost impossible to do to have the maximum of like sport you are doing in one day. And to be to bulk, to be in calorie surplus, you just need to add between 100 and 500 calories. So if you are a teenager, you are growing, you are less than 18 years old, then you are already, without realizing it, you are already on a calorie surplus because you are growing. So you can easily get at 500 calorie surplus. But if you are less than 80 kg and you are 18 years old, you can be in 200 calorie surplus. And if you are doing street lifting like me, or calisthenics or endurance calisthenics, then the calorie surplus should be really, really light, because you don't want to be too bulky and you don't want to do a cut afterwards, because when you train for strength, you don't really want to do a cut, because when you cut, you lose strength. So you can do like only 100 or only 200 calories surplus. And to count calorie, you need to have between 1.5 and 2 grams of protein per body weight. Usually, when you eat some meat, there is 20% of protein. So in tuna, in some beef, chicken, there is 20%. So if, let's say, you are 80 kg, so it's 2 grams per kg. So let's say 80 kg, you multiply by 2, so 160. You need 160 grams of protein to have 2 grams of protein per body weight. So 160 grams. If in every meat you have 20% of protein, then you need to have 5 times more protein. If you have 20% of protein in every meat roughly, so sometimes it's 22, sometimes it's 15, but you get my point. You have 20 person and you need 160 grams of protein, then you multiply 160 grams by 5, so you have 800 meats every day. So you need to, like, if you don't really want to calculate with some AI tracker or I don't know, to calculate your protein, you can just like try to have 800 grams of meat every day. So now that you know exactly how many protein you need, how many calories, and how to just sleep better with the Sleep Cycle app, what are the exact actions you can do to achieve these goals and to be consistent with how many protein you need, with how much sleep you need, how to have a good sleep quality, how to don't skip your session, how to be consistent just. Now that you know how many calories you need, how many protein you need, how to sleep better with the Sleep Cycle app, now the question is what are you gonna do exactly to achieve these goals consistently? So how to not skip your workout, how to sleep better every time, how to have enough protein like every day. So before answering this question, I need to explain you how to create some habits, because a lot of people, they don't know how to create some habits. Most of the people, when they want to have a new habit, they're gonna say, yeah, at 4 p.m. I gonna like eat some protein shake, or at 4 p.m. I'm gonna do my gym session. The problem with this is that adding a new habit randomly is extremely hard to be consistent with, and it's not very motivating. You're never just gonna do this. What is very easier is to add a habit after a habit that you already have. So if you say to yourself, I'm gonna prepare some protein shake and eat a protein shake in school at 4 p.m. Sometime at 4 p.m. you are working, sometime you are watching some videos on Sunday, sometime 4 p.m. you are just with your friends and you are adding this new habit of eating protein shake at some random hour. So random hour is like 6 p.m. It's just random. Every time, like let's say you are scrolling, you are with your friends, and then you need to take your protein shake, you're gonna never do that. So you need to add the habit, for example, preparing your protein shake after a habit that exists. So if you are used like before sleep, you have your habits is like you're like taking your phone out of your bedroom, you are making your pillow, you are drinking some water, I don't know. Just make that after making your bed, do the habit that after doing your bed, you're gonna prepare a protein shake and prepare the food for the next day that you can bring the protein shake to school. And because you are already used to doing your bed before sleeping, then it's gonna be like some automatic. You're gonna just like a robot, you do your bed and then, oh, I'm gonna prepare the food for tomorrow. So what I made me is when I go home and it's like already 9 p.m. I have on my phone there is my phone is black and white at 9 p.m. So I just don't want to use my phone. And then my habit is that when I go home, the first thing I do is eat food if it's 7 p.m. and it's not too late, or either cook food. My habit is that when I go home, the first thing I do is cook food. like because I'm already used that when I go home, like sometimes I study, I go home, it's like 7 p.m. sometimes it's 8 p.m. sometimes it's 9:30. But when I go home, I already have the habit of like, I don't know, like drinking everything, drinking, eating some shit. Then I just need to add the habit that after like drinking, when I go home, I just cook. And if it's late, I cook for tomorrow. So if it's 9 p.m., 10 p.m., then when I go home, I just cook for tomorrow to eat the protein shake in school. And if I go home, it's like not too late, like 6 p.m., and I don't work out then, I cook to eat right now because I can eat like more than 4 hours before bed, so this is not gonna destroy my sleep. So I just eat right before to have like the more because the more quickly I eat the food, the most time I'm gonna have to digest the food before bed. So the first thing I do is just cook and eat right now when it's 6 p.m. If it's like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., but on my program I need to work out because I work out like 4 times a week or 5 times a week, like not every day. Then the first thing I do is the same. I cook, but I prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow, when I am cooking, when I am doing the pasta, I can take some pre-workout, some banana, some carbs, some good sugar, some mango juice, and then I do my workout. I go home, it's like 9 p.m. I'm not gonna eat. I already cooked because I already made like the food for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm in school. It's 12 a.m. 12 a.m. I have like 1 hour or 2 hours of break, and then I can overeat everything that I brought. I can eat like 200 grams of protein in one meal. But of course, if you are not used to eat a lot of protein in one meal, then you are not going to go from 50 grams to 200 grams of protein in only one meal because you're just going to get destroyed. So you need to add slightly the amount of protein consistently. So maybe add 10% more protein every week so that your body can get used. But yeah, you're not going to double the amount of protein in one day because your body needs to get used to. What are your actionable, like your action that you can do after the video is find a habit that you can do and stick to 1 month. And if you are able to stick to this habit 1 month straight, then you can add a new habit. So don't try to max out the habit like I do. Like if you see my habit tracker, there is like too much habits. Like you're not going to add like 10 new habits in 1 month. You're just not gonna be sustainable. Don't try to watch another video from a big influencer that is gonna convince you to change your workout split, to change your eating. Like if you can't sustain to one diet, if you are eating fast food only once a week, like why do you want to watch a video about how to optimize your zinc, your creatine, your micronutrients if you can't even like don't eat fast food once a week? So first try to be consistent, and then you can try to have the details, watch a video to know like what is the best food. But now your biggest problem when you study is to be consistent, to eat more protein and just more meat, everything, and to be able to do your workout. Like if it's 6 times a week, you can't train 6 times a week, then why do you want to watch a video? Yeah, what's the best arm workout? You skipped your arm workout. Why do you want to see a video? What is the best arm workout for 30 minutes if you skip your arm workout that is 1 hour? This is just my opinion, but if you watch a video, what is the best exercise for chest? What is the best accessory for being strong in weighted pull-ups? And you skipped just one session this week. Like this one session, you could do like try to have a very short session in 30 minutes, the video is what, like 20 minutes? So you are watching a video instead of doing a very very short session. Like that is just stupid. So stop watching this video. Just try to be consistent, and then later you can try to go into the details and do the accessory exercise. Like try to take creatine, but you're just a beginner. You don't have 40 kg pull up. Shut the fuck up and walk. And one last thing, if you watch this video and you didn't change your action after this, then you just wasted 10 minutes of your life, or how many times. So just take fucking action and stop watching these videos.